Well, good afternoon, friends. Welcome to Kahuna Helps. So, what's the idea here?
Good afternoon, friends.
I'm here to answer questions. If you want to know about what's going on, if you have questions about, world building. If you have questions about why I have this thing behind me here, keep calm and stream on. If you have questions of anything that I can try to help with, I'm here to answer them for the next hour. I'm going to start off with the fact that I had a very frustrating experience the last couple days. I have been revamping the Kahuna Lair. I had noticed after my stream last time that I was doing a lot of this, trying to read the chat. So I ordered a couple of new monitors and a new set of monitor arms, and started taking everything apart and reinstalling everything onto the fabulous workbench that is the Kahuna Lair Command Central, and ordered them last week. I get the notification that it's going to be. Hang on a second here. Oh, you're getting a delayed audio track. Let's see if that fixes that. And let me know if there's that audio track is fixed now. Anyway, so I ordered two monitors, ordered the monitor arms. Monitor arms came, believe it or not, on the 4th of July, on Saturday. Hey, what's up, Shy? Thank you for coming. We're getting buffering. Okay. Let's see what's happening there.
What's up, Shy? Thank you for coming.
All right, hopefully that'll clear itself up here.
We're getting buffering.
I'm looking at this and it's saying we're doing okay. So, not sure what's going on. Anyway, it's okay for me, no buffering. So secondhand, it's just you. Anyway, so I ordered all this stuff. The monitor arms came in Saturday. I installed them. And it's telling me that, hey, you're going to get your monitors on Monday. So I wait. Late in the afternoon yesterday, I get a delivery from Amazon. One monitor. Not two, one. So I look and it says, well, it's going to be delivered between 7:45 and 9 p.m. All right, they're running late. I get it. So then we get to 8:30 last night. Oh, sorry for the delay. It's not going to be there till tomorrow. This morning it said it was out for delivery. So today I spent most of the day getting everything dialed in, got the other monitor mounted, got the microphone mounted, had a place I was going to put the camera. This is not it. Just waiting for everything to come in. So all I had to do was mount this monitor. I'm good to go. I'd have two monitors. I'd be able to see. As of 4 o'clock, it's not arrived yet. Last I looked, guess what times they said? 7:45 to 9 p.m. That's right. 24 hours later, we're still looking at a late, and I have a hunch it's going to end up being tomorrow, even though it says it's on the truck. That's right. So you're still hearing the second one, huh? All right, let me take a look here. Let's try. Let's see, that's off. That's off. Let's try that. Let me know if that fixes it for you, if you've gotten rid of the second one. Actually, you know what? I think I can hear it. Give me a second here.
Let me know if that fixes it for you. You've gotten rid of the second one.
Oh yeah, there's a significant delay here. All right. Bear with me while I try to remedy that situation. Let's see. Let's see if this fixes it. Oh, there's still a heck of a delay, isn't there? Wow. I haven't had that problem before. Okay. Well, I can hear myself now fairly well. It cleared up. Okay. Had to have been because of the way I was monitoring. So, fix that up. Let's see. You should be able to hear the anvils now, I'm hoping. Let me know if that's good. This is what happens when you rearrange everything. And then, you know, stuff doesn't show up and you don't get to hook everything up with plenty of time to test. Welcome to live. All right, so it was not the headphones getting to the mic. It was actually the monitor setting on my interface, on my audio interface. It was feeding it back into the audio loop. I had to turn the monitor on so that I would hear it. Instead of hearing it from the computer, I was hearing it live from the interface, and so that cut the loop going back. So that should have fixed it. Yeah, no problem. So back to the delivery issues. It's still not here. 7:45 to 9 o'clock tonight is the latest estimate, and yeah, I'm not holding much hope for that either. I live in chaos. At one point, I lived with 5 women. My wife, I'm sorry, 4 women. Well, 5 if you count the dog. It was my wife, my 2 stepdaughters, and my daughter. All of them. And then the dog. I tell the story a lot that, the worst, the 2 stepdaughters are out now. They're out on their own. I love all these girls to death. I really do. But here's the thing. They would get to where 2 would pick on 1, and then at some point, one of the 2 would say something, and the other one would be like, you can't say that, and now it's another 2 on the 1, and it just kind of rolled around. There was one night I was sitting at the dinner table, and they just started, and I literally just picked up my plate, walked into the bedroom, turned on hockey, and ate my dinner on the bed. And the dog came in, jumped on the bed, and looked at me like, don't you leave me out there. My wife came in and asked, why are you in here? Is it because they're fighting? I just looked at her. She went back out and yelled at them for it. 4 women, all at the same time. Chaos? This is nothing. All right. So, let's talk World Amble. The summer camp is well underway. Lots of folks getting lots of prompts written. I would not be one of them. I just published my 2nd one today. Not for lack of desire, but I tend to take the weekends off, and the weekends are yard work. And I don't, well, let me rephrase that. I'm remodeling our entire backyard, and it's around 5,400 square feet by myself. It's been about 95 to 98 degrees outside. It doesn't go very fast. So the weekends are when I do that stuff. Then between ordering stuff and remodeling, and rearranging the Kahuna Lair and getting everything done, I've gotten 2 done. Part of that was because I had one that I built out. It was one that I'd actually started before and thought, no, this is a perfect candidate for this. I built it out on the wrong template. So I had to go back and do a completely different rewrite. But it worked out. That one actually got published today. So I had fun with that. And I did help with the calendar stuff, and that was no sweat. I apologize if on the weekends I'm a little harder to respond because just I'm sweating. But glad to help with the calendar stuff. For those of you who are unfamiliar with what we're talking about, it is the Anvilite Streamer Core, ASC. It's in fact, let me post the link here real quick, and it should be. There you go. There's the link. If you're interested, you can go to that page and you can see World Anvilites who are streaming. It's a calendar. It's a full-blown calendar where you can see what's there. You can see who's streaming. You know, I use it to figure out who I'm going to go support next, who I'm going to, you know, who I can show up for, and to make sure I don't stream on top of anybody as much as possible. If you are a World Anvilite and you're a streamer, come on over. You can fill out the form. We can get you on the calendar. We want to support each other. World Anvil's a wonderful community, and we've got a lot of great streamers. We need to support each other. You know, the one thing I've noticed whenever I go to start a Twitch stream is that it asks you for categories. I have yet to find one that has anything to do with world building or storytelling or, you know, the kind of writing that we do. I haven't found one. Closest I can get to is for tags. I can find a couple. You put in creative though, and it's for people who want to play a game in the creative mode. Well, it's not what we're doing, but it's close. There's also one for writing, but again, also not the only thing that we do. So, you know, we have to find stuff that's going to get there, and maybe if we get enough streamers doing this kind of stuff, we can get a little recognition there. I'm not holding my breath. We're not, you know, we're not typical gamers who are doing this, you know, for thousands of people who like to watch somebody else play a game online. Last streamer didn't quite get ratings, so unfortunately the circle was broken tonight. Must try to inform people better in advance on the goodness that is. You know what? And that's the only problem I had. In fact, let me switch real quick. I'm going to go to the actual calendar here. Let's see, give me a second here to switch things over. There we go. Hopefully you can still hear me. Yep, looks like it's going there. By the way, if it sounds like I'm in a wind tunnel, it's because I kind of am with the air conditioner right behind the screen here. So I'm kind of in a hole there, so there's nobody who can really raid me. And I short stop an hour earlier than the next raid. You know, it happens. If we can fill in those gaps, look, my thing is I want to raid people. To me, we support each other. That's how we get things to move forward. I have been doing stuff like podcasts and that kind of stuff for a while. But actual live streaming on a regular basis, where I can actually talk to people live. The last time I tried streaming was back in around 2012. Man, that was tough. That was tough. Because you couldn't really do a good real-time chat back and forth. Now, I'm looking at 4 different platforms that I'm streaming on YouTube, on Facebook, on Twitch, and on Restream. All 4 of those are getting are getting the video, and I can see their comments on this stream. That was unheard of, 8 years ago. You picked one platform and that was it. Yeah, I understand that secondhand. It's like, my big thing is I've started to look at bots for streaming. I enabled 2 of them, as well as the Restream bot, which is helping me get these links out there. And there's not a whole lot of great documentation on how to use them. So I'll be spending the next couple days before the next stream really kind of investigating what's the best way to use these. How does it work best? And hopefully, the more I use this, the better it's going to go. I am looking forward to Friday, because my stream on Friday is actually immediately after the summer camp stream by Janet and Demetrius. So I'm hoping some folks come over for that one. We're gonna have fun because we'll talk about the new prompts, and we'll kind of go through it together. My YouTube isn't listed below. Well, let us go look, shall we? Unfortunately, I haven't been on YouTube as Kahuna long enough to get my own personal YouTube address yet. So I have to use the long and quite annoying thing. Wow, things are going slow. Well, let's see here. Let's find my channel. There we go. And I will link it below. So here is the channel. I'm going to go ahead and drop that into the chat here real quick. There it is. And that is the YouTube link. So Facebook Live, YouTube, and actually there's you can get on my Discord. All of the chat is fed over to the Discord server. So if you ever see a link on here and you're like, oh, I missed it, then go back. Well, look at that. Mrs. Kahuna has joined us. That's right. Right there on Facebook is Mrs. Kahuna. Hi, honey. She's not sure what to do about all this. She sees the whole thing and kind of looking like, okay, hope this works. It's going to work, honey. Don't let me bug hunt all stream. Hey, Beep, you know what? This is the help stream. That means I get help too. So go ahead and bug hunt. If you see stuff, let me know. So, where was I? I totally lost track. Oh yeah, about sharing. We really need to. I'd love to see our streaming calendar full. In fact, I know a lot of people want to have their own little slot, but I think the overlaps are actually pretty awesome. The overlaps give you the chance to choose what you want to see. We probably should do a little better in describing what each of the streams are. That'll come. We're getting there. But you get to look at what's available to you. After I stop my stream and on Friday, there's nothing for 3 hours, at least not on the calendar yet. That's a big hole to fill. I mean, I'm not at the stage where, like Hefe, who could... Hefe's doing, what? A marathon? He's going to do a stream pretty much every day? Whoop! I ain't there. I'm old. And, and there goes my wife. Variety is the spice of imaginary life. You know what? It's the spice of all life, I think. But some of us, need a little spice. Some of us are jalapeno, and some of us are scorpion pepper. Just saying. I have no idea what that means. So, Ambilight Streamer Core, if you are watching this, go sign up. Links up above. Just scroll back. It's there. But I will post it again in the Discord after the show. The Discord after the show, I do kind of monitor it. And after the show, If it's active, I'm in there, but I am there in case anybody's got questions afterwards. I'm a lot more active after the Friday show. After this show, it's probably going to be a little less, only because Mrs. Kahuna is going to have dinner ready. Mrs. Kahuna wins. Hefe's going for the Iron Gorge channel. Wow. And hello, Heel 18. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. So, recap of what the stream is. If you're here for the first time, Heel 18, which you must be because this is the first time I've done this stream. Questions and answers. That's what we're doing today. One of the things I did want to get into, we've been talking about the streaming core, but I also want to get into, summer camp, in that this is a great opportunity. I've found, and although I've only finished 2 of the articles, what I'm finding is it's making me stretch. It's making me think a little bit more about the world I'm creating. It's useful to anyone. And I think whether you're a writer, whether you are designing adventures for a game, whether you're a GM or whether you're a player, this is a valuable tool and a valuable exercise for you. The idea is that you're going to stretch your mind. So how does that work for those 4? Well, if you're creating, whether it's a world builder, a writer, getting your mind to think outside of the box and really kind of come up with something new because of a prompt, on the one hand, it can feel very, very limiting, like you're squeezed into a box. But the amazing thing is, sometimes when you squeeze into that box, your focus becomes much better, and all of a sudden you see opportunities that you didn't see just because you had this vision, not this one. So you kind of get laser beam focused. So as a creative, it's a great way to kind of stretch a little bit and investigate things that maybe you didn't think of, but somebody else came up with the idea for, in the sense of they gave you a prompt and you have to find a way to answer that prompt within your world. When it comes to GMs, what I think it does is a very similar thing. And that is, it forces you to think outside of your standard box. And that's awesome for a GM. Because a GM, he's got to think outside of the box with his players. Everybody who has GM'd a game for any significant amount of time, hey, thanks for coming, Amy, I appreciate it. You go get dinner too. I'm after the show. It's an old I'm a George Fodder who tried to stream every day for the other side. Ah, I see. So it's a pre-me. So, as a GM, every GM I know has had a situation where they've had everything laid out. They've got maps, they've got the encounters, they've got the NPCs, they've got everything ready to go, and the players take it a totally different direction. And now the GM, on the fly, has to figure out how they're going to adapt to this. Oh, and hey, Danny, sorry I didn't even see you there. Yes, yeah, some of us are new. I've only been on World Amble since really December, and just kind of lurked for a while, and then I've been, I think, on in the Inner Sanctum for about 4.5, maybe 5 months now. So I love it. Best ideas I've ever had came from those random bit of inspiration. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about here, is that with these prompts, you go somewhere else rather than what you have been doing. You have in your head what you want to build your world like. You have in your head what your game is supposed to look like. This helps you go somewhere else, and sometimes that somewhere else is even better. Now, I said, creatives and GMs, what about the players? Why is this kind of thing good for a player? Well, it's very similar. Players have the best time when they can really kind of get into the adventure. They also understand better, I think, what's going on with a game if they kind of get a feel for what it's like to create the game. Creating these prompts. You know, filling out a template for this information. A player isn't here to win a prize, but maybe it gets them thinking about their character or the game they're playing. So it's really beneficial to everybody to go out there and do these summer camp prompts. Friday is the next 10. I'm woefully behind. I'll be spending the next 2 or 3 days just cranking out articles. I'll be honest, I'm not totally happy with the articles I've done yet. Mainly because they look plain to me. They read okay. But I really like to have things working a lot better. And looking a lot better. I like to have the graphics. I'll photo bash. I'll, do a whole bunch of stuff. So Mad Moon Crow raid. You guys all off to a raid? Or wasn't I invited? Anyway. So I've got to get cranking on it. So in the chat, guys, let me know how far you've gotten, if you have at all. Oh, they're coming here. Well, all right then. We've got more stuff we can go over. Also, if you guys have questions or things you've been... Well, thank you, Mad Moon Crow. Thank you so much. We will love to have them here. And if you're not on our streamer core, go. Let me drop that link again. Hang on a second here. If you are a streamer, you need to be here. Wow, Danny, you're up to 7? Oh man, I feel guilty now. So now that we're 27 minutes into this stream, the whole purpose of this particular stream is help each other and get some questions going. So if there's something you're having trouble with, let's figure out if there's a solution. If you've got suggestions for somebody else, toss them in the chat. The whole idea here is to help each other. I come from a weird background. Sorry for the delay. Dog needed a pee. Man, I know that feeling. About the dog needing it. I'm okay. The beauty of helping each other out is that, we get answers that we wouldn't have even thought of. I come from a weird background. I have been the editor-in-chief of a technology magazine, specifically about home automation, home control, a long time ago. We're talking over 20 years ago, when nobody knew what those things are, and Google Home and Alexa were not even a twinkle in anybody's eye yet. I've also run poker rooms. I worked at Disneyland for a while. I've been a director of marketing. And, until the current pandemic hit, I was driving Lyft because it's easy. So all of us have these varied backgrounds. If you've got a question, it's the right bee to do it. Links might be blocked. Links should not be blocked. I saw it come up myself. So they should not be blocked. Let's see. No, I see it there. Let me see if it actually goes through. A simple click. And look at that. We got World Anvil summer camp prompts. like magic. Thank you, Secondhand. Sog, welcome. Welcome to the stream. So are you guys, I mean, okay, so we know Danny has hit 7 of them already, of the 10. That's right on track. That's one a day. Where's everybody else at? What are you finding easy? What are you finding hard? What do you think, man, this doesn't make any sense, or man, this really helped. It wasn't you that got 7? Who said 7? Let me scroll back up here. Somebody said 7. I thought it was you, Danny. Oh, just published my 7th tonight. Who was that? And now I can't find it. Oh, it was Zog. Zog, you're the one. You're the one making me feel guilty. You're the one I have anxiety and, terrible, terrible comparison anxiety over. It won't. What's getting auto modded, Danny? What do you? I can't see. I'm not good with the religious aspects. Yeah, I've been kind of going back and forth on that one. I think where I came up with it is the article I posted today was about the subculture, and the subculture in mine they call themselves technologists. Everybody else calls them the heretics, because this is a world where technology and the pursuit of technology actually almost completely destroyed the world. 85% of life on the planet gone from an accident. And so people have shunned technology. They fear it. And these guys are like, no, look, we can get back to where we were. We can build this stuff back up. It'll take a long time because everything was destroyed, including the records of how things were done. So, so for me, the religious aspect is going to be the people who are diametrically opposed to the technologists. Where the majority of the world believes technology is a bad thing, we don't even talk about it. There are going to be crusaders who not only think it's a bad thing, but that it is completely evil and the world must be eradicated. The technology, any remnant of it must be eradicated. So they will try to find artifacts simply to destroy them. And if they find out that you have an artifact, now you are their enemy. So that will be kind of like the religious fervor, the anti-technology religious fervor. So I think that's where I'm going with me. Danny, what is going on with AutoMod? Let me, I'm not sure I don't have a whole lot of mods going on. I'm really not filtering much out at all. Oppenheimer, the world's majority technocracy and the counterculture is anti-techno. Yeah. What you tell me last week about headphones? Hey, you're late to the show. You can't talk to me about headphones. You're gonna show up. You can complain about headphones when you show up. Accoutrements. Is Butlerian jihad needed? So, yeah, I think the religion one is a tough one to deal with. I think, too, I'm really struggling with making sure I don't put biases in there that will turn off a reader because it's just... Gauze's name keeps getting you blocked. Okay. So there I went. Kai, don't be disappointed. I didn't shave yet. Mrs. Kahuna would want me to shave. God's backwards. So when you try to put in his name, it blocks you? Wow. Okay, I don't know what's going on with that. I will check it after the stream, because I shouldn't have anything blocking names. Very weird. If anybody is familiar with some of the blocks, wow. Okay, that's, some weirdness. I wonder whose block that is. Yeah. I will check after the stream. My apologies, folks. That's one of those weird things. What did you get yourself into? You've been a bad boy, haven't you, son? I will check into it. I apologize. Yeah, otherwise you're just going to watch me staring at a screen trying to learn about bots. Curse in Twitch speak. Maybe it's just Zog. I wonder if Zog is a curse. Great Zog! So yeah, the religious thing, I'm afraid of saying, of putting too much of my own. I mean, it's my story. I can do whatever I want. But I'm not writing this to intentionally offend anyone. And so I'm finding I'm kind of self-censoring a little bit, but I'm having a trouble getting to the religious one. So I have a background in QA, so I really wanted to figure out the why. Ah, okay. So Heal, is that, did you go through to World Amble and check it out? Because yeah, especially if you went to the summer camp stuff. Yeah, look, if you like to create a world, this is probably the most organized way I found to do it. I didn't start writing. I've had the stories that I've been working on in my head for about 30 years. And I never found a way that I could organize everything in such a way that I could write and still address, my ADD. Where, oh, squirrel, I'm going to go do this over here. And, oh, squirrel. Well, now I can squirrel all I want on World Apple because there's always something to work on. So yeah, I think you'll find I think you'll find that if you start using it and really start diving into writing your articles and creating the maps and everything, you're really going to enjoy it. You're really going to enjoy it. Yeah, so those, and again, those are the first 10 prompts on that summer camp page. 10 more coming on Friday, 10 more on the 20th, and I think the final 3 are the last day. So the last day is going to be a mad rush to finish them if we get them done. Linking these together is also helpful to me, along with the scroll moments. Yeah, I mean, for me, I like the fact that I've always been creative. So the fact that I can go and I start to create something, you know what, I really need a picture that's going to do this. So off I go and I start to photo bash something and put it together. And when that's done, I drop it in and I see immediate results. That's what the page looks like now with that on there. With a minimal amount of coding. You can get into coding, but you don't have to go nuts with it. Eventually, you'll probably end up, doing the CSS stuff where you're styling the site and making it look the way you want to look. But you don't have to. You can go with the base site and just go from there. Yeah, so you go and do the image. Oh, you know what would be great is if I had a map of where all this stuff is together. So you go and create a map. That doesn't have to be a great map. It can be a simple line drawing. Off you go. Do you draw? Great. Show off your characters. Draw portraits of your characters. That's one place where I'm not skilled, so I find other people who can do it, or use sites like artbreeder.com. Let me put a link in here for that real quick. Artbreeder is if you're not familiar with it, you'll spend way too much time on it. It allows you to do simple things like take an image and let it morph slightly. If you want to create families or related people, it's awesome. You gotta go check it out. Also, you start to learn about things like Unsplash, free site for images, and they're really good images. I go and grab a couple images from there and photo bash them together, making it look good. Secondhand, thank you so much for coming. Thank you so much for the help. We're going to keep going with the streaming core, and we're going to make this work. But I really appreciate you doing what you do and helping out. I can't say enough. Thank you so much. So go get some rest. All right, so the next prompt I'm going to be working on is the one about a myth or a legend relating to a famous long-lost item. So, if you remember, I was talking a little while ago about the fact that the technologists are kind of like, the heretics. They're the ones who want the technology. There's kind of a black market for technology items. There's a group who are against them. I haven't figured out the exact item yet, but it's going to be a technology item. It's going to be something that everyone has heard about in some form, but likely do not understand whatsoever. Maybe not even the technologists. Because the explosion that set everything back is now 4,500 years in the past. And everything they had in terms of records was destroyed. Because it was a high level of technology. Nobody had paper. But an EMP can do some pretty nasty damage to electronics. And a matter-antimatter blast, that's right, I'm giving away secrets right here, but you'll never find them later. Okay, yeah, you will. Anyway, matter-antimatter blast would destroy a lot. So, when they do find something with technology, it's generally not going to work. But there are rumors of one piece of technology, one item that could actually give them the ability to bring technology back. It's what the technologists are looking for, and it's what the people against technology are looking to destroy. Or maybe use for their own good. So that's where I'm going with the writing of that one. That's going to start probably tomorrow morning. I'll be writing like a madman and giving clues as to what it is without actually saying what it is. That's one of the things I like about myths is I like to write 3, 4, or 5 versions of the same myth because it happens. One of the first myth that I ever wrote, let me see if I can dig it up here. The first one that I wrote was it's about a dragon. There are dragons in my world. Well, heck, that didn't work well. Let's try that again. It's about a dragon, and in this world, the dragons, as they are wont to do, can shapeshift. It's not there. Huh. Let's just try his name. Whoops. Oh. There we go, the Legend of Kahuna. So this this dragon, the line of dragons that he comes from, very aloof, They're interested in humans, but not so much that they want to actually spend much time with them. But it's also been told that, you know, what the problems with mixing with humans are, and he's discouraged from ever contacting humans. Well, this guy's got a mind of his own. So he would shapeshift into a human form and hang out in towns and taverns and, you know, have a good time. And then he meets a woman. And it kind of goes from there. But what I enjoyed about doing the myth was I wrote 3 or 4 different versions of the myth. What happened at the end of the myth, whether this was a true thing or not, or if it was just a cautionary tale, you know, to keep children afraid and women in the house. Giving different spins on the myth. I think that gives you a flavor, but also, when it comes to stories, gives you a few different places you can go. Because if you have those multiple levels of myth, there's no question. You know, there's no stopping point necessarily. You can start taking the myth one direction, and then they find out, oh, wait, that's not true. Well, maybe that other piece was true, and now they can take it in another direction. So you have multiple avenues you can follow that myth down. So I think this next one, like I said, I haven't quite decided what the actual item is yet. I have some ideas, but I haven't decided what the final idea is. But that'll be I'll be working on that tomorrow. After that, I'll probably go on to, I think there's one about a long lost person, or a person that's attached to a myth. So that one will probably be going too. Do a quick recap here on what we've covered this hour so far, because we've got about 15 minutes left. Kai, does your dragon come from an order of color? Yes, Kai. It is a silver dragon. And it does follow relatively closely, if you look at Dungeons and Dragons based silver dragons, lawful good. They tend to, they don't look for a fight, but they're going to back the what they feel is right and what is lawful. Very rarely are they going to get involved in a fight, especially not for humans. But there are exceptions. And where these dragons came from, originally they were small dragons, maybe up to 10 feet tall, before the cataclysmic blast. When the blast happened, a lot of the creatures that didn't have a place to completely hide themselves were affected by the aftermath of the blast. These dragons were always found in high altitude, cold areas. The blast made the entire planet cold for 30 years. They had almost really no predators. They are an apex predator. It's another hint on another summer camp story, summer camp article. They are apex predators. Nothing could stop them, but also the blast changed their DNA slightly. So where these creatures were 6 to 10 feet tall, now they get to 60 feet long, 65, 70 feet long, live hundreds of years, but they still like the cold. So that's where these dragons come from. They actually come from the northeastern part of the existing map of Arnathia. I will tell you, there's another little secret of my world. The map that you see if you go onto the site is not the entire world. It is the known world of most Arnathians. But there are rumors of an ancient civilization, seafaring civilization, far across the seas, farther than anybody else has been since the explosion. Yes, secret world parts. Yeah, I like I said, did I mention I've been working on these stories for 30 years? So eventually things will come up. I mean, one of the ideas I've had recently is in the world as it is, as I'm presenting it, I'm only dealing with one country right now, because there are plenty of stories there. But I have this idea of having other people come and join me, and them creating the country and culture for another country in another region. There are actually 9 countries. So literally I could have 8 other people. The only thing I would do with them is say, okay, well, here's canon. Here's what we know. What you create has to fit within it. Here's the backstory. Here's where this storyline ultimately is going. Fit your creation into it. Have at. As long as you don't violate the canon for this world, as long as you stick to what we have talked about in this world, then that's what we want to do. So, interestingly, it's telling me nobody's watching. I wonder if I lost the stream. That would be unfortunate. But it looks live. It says live. I have no idea. Well, we'll find out. I got about 10 minutes left. So we'll be going. Yeah, I like the idea of collaboration. I have never been one to think I have all the ideas. I'm usually right, but yeah, just ask my wife, and she'll tell you I'm dreaming. Says I have 8. You know what? It probably did say I have 8, and this is why I got new monitor. And apparently they delivered the other one while I was on stream. They delivered it outside the door. Because, of course. Anyway, I love to have collaboration. Because I don't have all the ideas. And I might think of something, there's one region that I have put very little thought into other than what the region is like. Yeah, super helpful. They couldn't have showed up hours ago and let me put the second monitor up. The northwestern region of Arnathia is a cold, tundra-like region with a couple of great areas for ports. So you can imagine there would be fishing, and there would be, different types of hunting, but a very hard life. That's about as far as I've gotten with it. I'm not sure where to go with it. Man, I'd love somebody who would want to tackle that. Come on. Let's make it work. There are very few events in the world that have to mesh right now. One is something that they call the Gathering, where the 9 nations came together and decided, okay, we're calling a truce. No more war. Let's make this work. And for the most part, it has since that time, but now storm clouds are gathering, shall we say. Is this more of a book or role-playing world? Yes. It's both. My goal is to create a world, and everywhere in this world, there are jumping off points. So, for example, the story I'm writing right now, it's 4 adventurers. They leave the capital city. They're headed to the port city because they hear there's jobs there. And on the second day, they come across a cemetery that looks ancient, and nobody seems to have ever really heard of them, which is strange because it's got a name up there. It's got, nobody's heard of this place. But it's getting dark, and they really want to get to the port city, so they leave it. And when they go make camp, they can see down in the valley where this cemetery is, a purple fog comes over it. By morning, the fog is gone. They got someplace to be, so they keep going. Well, that is a hook. I can later write an adventure in this cemetery perhaps going down into a crypt, and what's in the crypt, and why was that cemetery there, and what's this purple fog. I leave those hooks there so that adventures can be created, if not by me, by somebody else. So the idea is, let's give you a world to play in. You can write books. Right now, the entire world has about 8,000 years of history to fill. I think there's a book or two. 3, 4. That's really the overarching view for me, is that what you're doing is you're looking at different different ways to bring multiple stories together, to bring multiple people together, and give them an experience that they can read about, live in terms of role playing, and just have a great time, regardless of what their interest is. That's my way of looking at it. That's how I'm trying to build this world, and I don't see how I do it alone. I think it's going to require some more folks who are creative and have a similar idea or have an interest in it. I'd love to bring those on. So we got about 4 or 5 minutes left. The next stream for me will be on Friday so it's noon Pacific, 3 o'clock Eastern time, and 8 o'clock in London. You do the math for all the other places. It is directly after the World Anvil stream for the next set of prompts, and I'll be going over the prompts. I know they do it there, but I'm going to go over the prompts and tell you what I'm going with, and give you some idea how I'm going, and maybe that gives you some ideas, and we can chat some more and figure out how to get there. That's our next stream. I'll be doing this stream every week at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 Eastern, midnight in Britain, so a little late, as we saw from secondhand. And then again, the Friday stream. Now, the normal Friday stream is 11 a.m., but I did move it back this week because I didn't want to step on World Anvil, because who'd be watching me? But normally 11 a.m. to 7 for the 3 time zones there. This is about fun. This is about having a great time. Heal, yes. Let me get you. I'm going to post it again here real quick. If you go to this page, you will find a calendar of a ton of World Anvil people streaming. Most of them are going to be talking about summer camp and doing summer camp stuff. You'll find Heffa every day at about 11 o'clock. That's 11 o'clock Central, so 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 Eastern, so on and so forth. He's doing a marathon of every single day. Dude's a beast. You can follow him, his world building, but if you look at that page, you are going to find just all kinds of streamers. That way, you can tune in, give them some support, give them your love, let them know what you're thinking, and if you've got questions, ask them. One of the big things, I was a lurker for quite a while. I was just off doing my own little thing, and I didn't get involved in the Discord servers, and I didn't get involved with that stuff. So, for the longest time, I just kind of sat back and watched. But get involved. Start asking the questions, because once you do, there are so many people who are not only willing but eager to help you, that you're going to learn and you're going to get things done. Apparently, Heel has seen the calendar. Yeah, it's quite the list. Now, self-plug here. My Discord server is open to you guys. Again, if you want to chime in there, I'm going to eat dinner right after this, so I won't be on there right away. But if you leave questions in there, I'll be more than happy to answer them as soon as I'm done with dinner and got things settled down. So you just follow this link, and that's an invite into my Discord server. And if you're interested in seeing what my world looks like, you want to play around on it and just get a feel for what I'm doing, and see if that's something you like. This is my world. There are plenty of other worlds, and in fact, I think next week, next Tuesday, I'm going to be going to other worlds. I'm going to be going to some of the other people that are doing this, just to give you a feel for what is out there and what people are doing. Yeah, there's my bot telling you I'm usually on there for an hour, so I just lied. But I will be checking it, so I'll check it for about the next hour. I may not respond till 30, 45 minutes, but go ahead and ask questions there. Load them up. That's what I'm here for. That's what a lot of us are here for. So it's that time. Mrs. Kahuna is going to she's going to kill me if I don't go get dinner. So I hope to see you guys on Friday. Again, that's noon on the west coast of the U.S., 3 o'clock on the east coast, and 8 o'clock in London. If not, we'll see you next week, same time. And I hope you guys have a great week. Get out there and do some world building, do some creating. Have fun with this primarily. And enjoy the noms. You are welcome, Danny, and thank you for being here. It's no fun streaming and having 0 down there. And I have had those days. You guys all have a great night, and I will see you in a few days. Talk to you later.